Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really extraordinary, a book called Autobiography of a Yogi.
It's really more than a book, though.
Absolutely. It's an eyewitness account, from one of India's own wise men. He details these incredible lives, these surprising powers of modern Hindu saints.
Yeah, and our mission here is to really pull out those core insights, the stuff that gives you a unique window into that world.
A world most of us, let's be honest, barely glimpse.
Exactly. This isn't your standard memoir. It really pushes the boundaries of what we think is possible.
Ancient wisdom meeting.
Yeah.
Well, almost modern science in places.
It does. Get ready for some ideas that might just make you rethink things.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's unpack this story.
So we start with Paramahansa Yogananda.
Right. Born Mukundalal Ghosh, late 19th century, Gorakhpur, northeastern India, fourth of 8 kids.
And his family background is pretty key, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. The Bengalis from the Kshatriya caste, the warrior ruler class traditionally.
So discipline was probably ingrained.
Seems like it, yeah. His father, a mathematician, logical, kind, but stern.
And his mother.
She was the Queen of Hearts, very saintly, taught through love mostly.
A real contrast.
Yeah. And what's wild is he talks about these super early memories, like really early.
Yeah, from a past life?
Yeah, remembering being a yogi in the Himalayas before this life, and even remembering infancy in this life.
What, like specific events?
He calls it the helpless humiliations of infancy, knowing things but not being able to walk or talk, a strange level of consciousness.
Wow. And that sets the stage, doesn't it? This inherent Indian thing.
The search for a guru.
Exactly. The disciple-guru relationship. The hunt for ultimate verities, as the book puts it. It's woven into the fabric of his life from the start.
It really is. And you kind of wonder, is that search for deep guidance something universal? Maybe something listeners feel too.
It's a powerful drive.
Yeah.
And his mother's faith played a huge role early on.
Oh, that story is incredible. He gets Asiatic cholera, right? Doctors are useless.
Yeah, basically given up for dead.
And his mother just frantically points him to look at this picture of Lahiri Mathasaya, a famous guru. He mentally bows, sees this blinding light, and boom, healed. Instantly.
Just like that.
Just like that. That photo became this incredibly sacred object for her, full of holy vibration.
These early encounters, they weren't just, random miracles. They shaped his whole understanding.
How so?
They showed him firsthand how consciousness, how will, could actually interact with reality in ways we just don't normally see.
Like Swami Pranabananda, the saint with 2 bodies.
Precisely. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Materializing a second body, to be in 2 places at once.
It's hard to wrap your head around.
It completely challenges our basic ideas about matter and location, right?
Yeah.
If consciousness can do that, what else is possible?
So reality might be more flexible.
That's what it suggests, more fluid, and our own potential may be much greater. Pranabananda even got this pension of fathomless peace.
How did he explain that?
He linked it to a physical feeling, an overpowering sensation rising in my spine, connecting the physical and the spiritual directly.
Amazing. And it wasn't just about these, heavy mystical powers either, was it?
No, not at all. Take Ganda Baba.
The perfume saint. I love this one.
Right. Yogananda meets him, and this guy can just produce any perfume smell on demand.
Rose, jasmine, whatever. Poof.
After 12 years of practice, mind you.
Yeah, not exactly a party trick.
No. He said it was to demonstrate the power of God, not for worldly stuff. And his comeback to Yogananda.
When Yogananda asked, basically, what's the point?
And he just says, perfumes fade with flowers. Brilliant.
It really is. A bit cheeky, but profound.
And for Yogananda, you see, these encounters weren't just oddities. They were pieces of a puzzle.
Showing that our normal view of reality is just incomplete.
Exactly. Building the case for these deeper hidden laws.
Yeah.
Challenging the why of how we perceive things.
Okay, so moving on to other figures he met. The Tiger Swami. Now that's a nickname.
It is. Apparently, before he became a Swami, he could literally fight and subdue royal Bengal tigers, barehanded.
Seriously, how?
His explanation was simple. You look upon tigers as tigers. I know them as pussycats. A matter of perception, of consciousness.
But he didn't see that as the point, did he?
No, not the spiritual point anyway. He told Yogananda, essentially, look, there are other kinds of tigers.
Yeah, the inner ones.
Exactly. Jungles of human desires. He said knocking out actual tigers gives no spiritual benefit. The real victory is over the inner prowlers.
That really shifts the focus, doesn't it? From outer strength to inner mastery.
It does. It poses that fundamental question. What is real strength? Is it conquering the external world or conquering yourself?
A lesson Yogananda clearly absorbed. Then there was Baduri Masaya, the great sage.
Another fascinating character, known for levitating.
Yeah, apparently, quite often. And he'd given up a fortune, great family wealth, to seek God.
His reasoning.
He said he'd swapped a few paltry rupees, a few petty pleasures, for a cosmic empire of endless bliss. Can't argue with that logic.
What was his main teaching?
A really important one. Do not mistake the technique for the goal. Meaning, don't get so caught up in the meditation method or the rules that you forget the actual aim is God, is the ultimate reality.
Keep your eye on the prize.
Right. And he gave Yogananda his blessing for America, didn't he?
He did. A powerful affirmation. Victory is written on your brow.
Wow. But Yogananda didn't just stick to spiritual masters. He sought out scientists, too.
Yes, like Jagadish Chandra Bose, a truly great Indian scientist.
Whose wireless inventions, the book points out, actually came before Marconi's.
That's right. But Yogananda was especially fascinated by Bose's biological work.
With the crescograph.
Yeah, that amazing instrument that could magnify plant growth millions of times.
And Bose used it to show plants weren't just inert things.
Not at all. He showed they have sensitive tissues, they react to harm, what he called pain, these spasmodic flutters.
You could even knock them out with chloroform.
Yeah, and revive them. And he demonstrated they have a kind of circulatory system, like animals, sap movements mirroring blood pressure.
That's incredible. It blurs the lines.
That was Bose's whole point. He argued for a uniform plan, linking everything in nature.
Science meeting spirituality again?
Absolutely. He even showed metals respond to stimuli, suggesting some kind of responsiveness everywhere.
This is where it gets really interesting for us, I think. Ancient insights, modern science, both pointing to a connected universe.
It makes you wonder about our own connection to everything, doesn't it? If plants feel, if metals respond, what does that imply?
It's a huge thought.
Yeah.
And this idea of hidden connections continues with astrology, surprisingly.
Yeah, Sri Yukteswar's take on it is quite nuanced.
He wasn't saying planets make things happen.
No, more that they emit these radiations, positive and negative.
Yeah.
And these act as a channel.
A channel for what?
For our past actions, our karma, to play out. He said, a child is born on that day and at that hour when the celestial rays are in mathematical harmony with his individual karma. Wow. So it's linked, but not deterministic.
Exactly, because he also said the wise person defeats his planets, his past, by shifting allegiance from the creations to the creator, by focusing on the divine, not the effects.
And Yogananda really embraced that, burning his horoscope.
Declaring that past karma seeds can't sprout if they're roasted in the divine fires of wisdom. A very dramatic way to show free will.
But then Sri Yukteswar tells him to wear an astrological bangle. Seems contradictory.
Well, Yukteswar explained it like a copper rod, absorbing negative influences, like a lightning rod, a practical measure.
Okay, so using the system while aiming to transcend it.
Perhaps. But then Yukteswar also heals Yogananda's serious liver problem just by thinking it.
Right, just by mental command.
Which really underscores the point. Consciousness is ultimately superior to these physical or astrological influences.
It really brings up that whole free will versus destiny debate, doesn't it? How much are we bound, and how much can spiritual practice liberate us?
That's the core question it raises, I think. And that leads us to the how, the actual path.
Kriya Yoga.
Yes, the book presents it as the central technique, a scientific technique of God contact.
Passed down through Lahiri Mahasaya, Sri Yukteswar's own guru.
And it's described as very distinct, not just, breathing exercises.
How is it different?
The claim is it works directly on neutralizing the breath, calming the heart, freeing up life force.
Electrifying the body and brain cells, it says.
Right. It's presented as a kind of shortcut because it converts breath into mind, consciously accelerating evolution.
And it's supposed to feel good. Peace, soothing sensation.
Yes, from the start, apparently. Unlike some austerities, it's positioned as a practical, almost foolproof method.
Leading to God realization. Direct experience. Much faster than traditional paths.
Yeah, the book mentions timelines like 6 to 48 years compared to potentially 1,000,000 years through slower, more indirect evolution. It's a bold claim.
It definitely is. Sri Yukteswar also had this whole theory about cosmic cycles, the yugas.
Right, this massive 24,000-year cycle. Earth's precession around the equinox, basically.
Divided into 2 arcs, ascending and descending.
And each arc has 4 yugas. Kali, Dwapara, Treta, Satya. Ages of declining, then increasing collective consciousness.
Where did he say we are now?
in the Dwapara Yuga, a 2,400-year age focused on electrical and atomic energy. It's pretty accurate looking around.
It does fit, yeah, so it gives this huge historical perspective.
A framework for seeing history not just as random events, but as part of a larger cycle of rising and falling awareness, materialism versus spirituality.
And Sri Yukteswar didn't just stick to Hindu ideas, did he? He talked about the Bible, too.
Yes, showing the underlying unity. His interpretation of Adam and Eve is fascinating.
Adam as reason, Eve as feeling.
And the serpent as the kundalini energy, or the primal life force, often associated with the sex impulse when misdirected, symbolic of universal human experiences.
His point being that all true scriptures contain the same core truths.
Exactly, that inspired sons of God have spoken the same truths in different languages, different symbols.
Okay, now things get even more complex. The three bodies.
Ah, yes. The physical, the astral, and the causal. Think of them as nested layers of existence.
Like Russian dolls.
Sort of, yeah. The physical body is the outermost, made of 16 gross elements, the one we know best.
Then the astral.
Subtler. 19 elements. Mental, emotional, lifetronic energies. This is the body, the book says, that survives physical death and goes to astral realms.
And the causal body, the deepest one.
The most subtle. Just a matrix of 35 ideas, the core blueprints of individuality and karma.
Wow. And where does Hiranyalika fit in?
That's described as an advanced astral world, an astral sun or heaven, a place of much higher vibrations.
Where souls go after death.
More specifically, where highly evolved souls go to work out remaining astral karma before moving on to the causal sphere. It's where Sri Yukteswar later reappears.
Okay, so it's not just heaven or hell. It's this intricate, multi-layered process of evolution.
A grand, seemingly logical progression through different states of being, all determined by consciousness and past actions. It definitely reframes what death might mean.
Absolutely. Which leads us nicely into Yogananda's journey west. Why did he go?
It wasn't just his idea. There was a prophecy.
From Babaji, the deathless master.
Yes. He apparently told Sri Yukteswar way back in 1894 at a huge festival called the Kumbh Mela
What did he say?
that Sri Yukteswar would eventually get a disciple
Yogananda.
who he was meant to train specifically to disseminate yoga in the West, because Babaji said there were potential saints in the West waiting to be awakened.
And then Babaji told Yogananda directly.
Yes, a direct command. You are the one I have chosen to spread the message of Kriya Yoga in the West. Quite a mandate.
No kidding. But it wasn't smooth sailing, was it?
No, he had passport issues, and he was really nervous about speaking English, apparently.
How did he manage his first big speech in America, the Boston one?
He says his guru, Sri Yukteswar, helped him telepathically. He gave this amazing, fluent speech.
But couldn't remember a single word of it afterwards.
Exactly. A sign of that higher guidance, the book implies.
Once in America, he met some fascinating people. Luther Burbank.
The famous plant breeder, yeah. The plant wizard.
And Burbank showed him how he'd sped up plant evolution, like a walnut tree bearing fruit in 16 years instead of much longer.
Yeah. Telescopically hastened it, as Yogananda put it. And Burbank's view was that humanity itself was like one vast plant.
Needing love and care to flourish.
A beautiful comparison linking nature and human potential.
Yogananda also sought out unusual spiritual figures, both east and west.
Right, like Giri Bala in India.
The woman who supposedly lived without food or drink since 1880.
That's the claim, and he compares her to Therese Neumann.
The German Catholic stigmatist who also reportedly lived without eating.
Presenting both as examples that humans can potentially live directly on subtle energy, God's invisible light.
It certainly challenges our assumptions about biology.
It does. And this universality comes through in his meeting with Mahatma Gandhi, too.
In Warda, right. What was that like?
He describes Gandhi's incredible simplicity, his deep commitment to ahimsa.
Non-harming in thought or deed.
Yes. And he noted the devotion of Gandhi's wife, Kasturabai, who saw him as her guru.
And Yogananda actually initiated Gandhi into Kriya Yoga.
He did. Imagine that moment connecting these two towering figures.
It really shows how these spiritual principles can touch every sphere: science, politics, personal lives.
It underlines that universality we talked about. But the most striking event, maybe in the whole book,
Has to be Sri Yukteswar's resurrection.
without a doubt. So Sri Yukteswar dies physically. He's buried in Puri. End of story, you'd think.
But then,
He appears to Yogananda, not as a ghost, but in a tangible flesh and blood form.
where?
In Bombay, when Yogananda was preparing to return to the West. Resurrected, but on that astral planet, Hiranyaloka.
A higher vibrational place.
Exactly. And Sri Yukteswar explains he created this new body from cosmic atoms, and that he now has a mission there.
As a savior.
Yes, helping other advanced souls progress, work out their subtle karma.
Wow. And he made a promise to Yogananda.
An incredible one. Basically, whenever Yogananda reached the highest state of meditation, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and called him,
Sri Yukteswar would appear.
in flesh and blood, even as today. An enduring connection beyond death itself.
That's the ultimate validation of everything the book talks about, isn't it?
It really is. It ties together consciousness, reality, the guru-disciple bond, life after death. It's the capstone, you could say.
Phew. Okay, so we've covered a lot. Visions, miracles, philosophy, science, Kriya Yoga, cosmic cycles, life after death, all through this one man's life.
It's quite a journey. And the thread running through it all seems to be
That there's more to reality than meets the eye.
much more. That the material world is just one layer, and that we all have this untapped potential within us.
Consciousness having real power, karma being a real force, everything being connected.
Those are definitely the core takeaways, the ultimate unity of life.
So, thinking about all this, what does it actually mean for you listening right now?
Yeah, that's the real question.
If consciousness can seemingly perform miracles, if it can transcend physical limits like illness or even death as described here, what does that say about your own inner potential?
What capabilities might be lying dormant within you, just waiting?
Maybe the real deep dive isn't just reading a book like this, but exploring that infinite potential inside yourself.
The potential to maybe reshape your own understanding of what reality even is.
Something to definitely think about.
We hope this discussion has sparked some curiosity, maybe encouraged you to look deeper.